Good evening, Drew.
So I was gonna open with a joke about being late and letting you guess why, but
Okay.
maybe now you can guess why.
Are you having some computer problems, Drew?
I'm having a little computer problems today.
Oh, uh,
Yeah, I had to reinstall Windows. The good
oh
news is
no.
I found my old faithful copy of Audacity
Okay,
in the
okay,
mix.
okay, good, good, okay.
Because OneDrive did that wonderful thing where it doesn't even ask you if you want to save files to your computer anymore, and it just starts backing everything up.
Oh,
And as
okay.
I was trying to unfuck that mess, I'm like, oh hey, Audacity.
So what's wrong with what happened to your computer? What?
Man, I don't even know. Like, I swear, Microsoft just doesn't test shit anymore. Like they like.
Okay.
Well, okay, look. We live in unprecedented times of like software development where it is kind of just acceptable to release half finished shit and call it,
Yeah, yeah,
preview,
yeah.
right? Public preview, private preview. Every company does this. I'm not singling Microsoft out. Like every company does this. But now I feel like, they're like updates and things aren't properly tested, and it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every single thing just causes some sort of issue. And I know people who won't install Windows anymore. Like they won't do a clean install. They'll like just they'll use restore points. They'll go back to a point in time. I've never had great success with that. I am not a stranger to doing a full wipe of my computer. I've I you might say I'm an expert at it at this point because I know how to like force Wi-Fi drivers to install when Windows doesn't recognize them during the install because
Fancy.
you can't even install Windows without an internet connection anymore. Software sucks. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I was having like these really really weird like
Rip
basically
it and rip
the
it.
computer yeah, the computer basically thinking that my 99% of my memory was in use.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, 99% of my memory is a lot of memory, and nothing is taking up that much memory.
Hmm.
So maybe I was hacked. Maybe it was a memory leak in something. Who knows?
Okay.
So I just said fuck it, and I just reinstalled Windows, and it took me 3 tries because like my key was like that key's already in use, and I'm like the hell it is. So I had to figure that out. It's just, me and computers, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it just kind of is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Just
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if you can hear it, but my voice is like on its way out. So we'll see how this goes for
Were
an hour.
you
No,
were you screaming at a
no,
metal show
no.
or
I do not know what is up with me. I'm
okay?
not sure if I'm getting sick. I don't feel super sick, but
Okay.
my voice as I talk just kind of starts dwindling. And as someone who talks professionally, I sit professionally and I talk professionally. Uh, yeah. So strap in, baby. This could be rough towards the end, but hey,
Oh no. Well, I don't
no,
want you to. I
no,
don't want you to feel
no,
bad.
no. It's all good. I don't. The throat doesn't hurt. It just sounds bad. So it's all
Okay.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Hmm.
let's launch in. I don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a real bad show. I just
Okay. Okay.
I'm not happy about one of my
Uh
topics.
oh. Okay. You
But
you
but
want to
let's
start
do
with
let's
that?
do yours
Okay.
first.
Okay. Okay.
No, let's do yours
Okay.
first.
As you know, if there's two things about Paul you can say is he likes sound and he likes spending money. Uh, I
I would also say he has big, beautiful, kissable
oh
lips.
yeah. uh, and it's been a long time since I've had like a decent home theater set up in my living room. Uh,
Huh.
it's just not, it's I had one like a long time ago, and then uh I tore it down and I never set it up in the new house, and I'm not even sure I still have those speakers and stuff. And uh if you followed the saga of Paul, you know that Paul's basement has a dry walled ceiling for reasons that would make it hard to run speaker wire under my living room. Uh Because usually, you drill a hole in the floor, you drop the speaker wire, and then they're drag it across. Boom, you got rear channel speakers. So I knew anything I was going to do in this house that didn't involve me like undry rolling my basement ceiling, would involve a wireless setup. And I've been looking at Sonos speakers for a long time, but they've always been just like, oh, this is a little too much, and I don't know if I really want to go through with it. Well, they had a sale. And like Sonos stuff like never goes on sale outside of like some stuff at Costco. Uh, and it was like I think like 15% off or a bit, which is just I mean, I've been looking at Sonos stuff for a long time. I've never seen it like beyond that big of a sale. It was kind of like a Father's Day sale kind of thing. So I pulled the trigger and I bought some Sonos stuff. And so first of all, I'm just gonna say I really like it. It sounds really good. The setup experience was fine. I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently, like recently, Sonos released a new app, and the internet is very mad at them. Uh,
Yeah, I was when let me stop you right there. So when I saw this topic in the show notes, this could not have been better timed because you're right, there has been some backlash in circles that I travel in about how Sonos kind of sucks now. And I find that really hard to believe because like the Sonos hardware is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. And I have no context what the previous app did or what features that I'm not using. But not that I use the app a lot. I'm primarily using it as sound for my television.
And I think that is the key differentiator because in my use case, even when I had the old app, like I have a Sonos soundbar in my living room. It is fantastic for my space. I used to be I need to go out and buy a 7-channel stereo system, and those days are just behind me. I just want a quality soundbar that hooks up to my TV and is seamless. And one nice thing about the Sonos set, especially if you're using it for like television, and I'm assuming this is still the case with what you bought, is once you wire in the soundbar and basically tell the soundbar like, hey, you also have these rear speakers and a sub, you don't need to touch it again.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. And that's what I did. I bought their big set, with all the big boys. It comes with the Sonos Arc, which is their big sound bar, a sub, a couple Era 300 premium smart speakers. Those are my rear channels. The only issue I did have, so I bought this, and I also just like, you know what? I need speaker stands. I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm just gonna buy the stands from Sonos because screw it.
You bought you bought the Eras, Sam.
Yeah. One of them, so they come in pieces, and you have to put them together, and that involves putting screws into things. Well, one end, the one end wasn't threaded correctly.
Oh.
So I couldn't get the screw all the way in, and that's not good. I redid. I'd also like, looking on the internet, apparently like everyone's saying Sonos support is so bad right now. It takes days to get through. I know I jumped on the chat like early one morning. The hardest part of the experience was me trying to explain in text what the problem was. Like, it's not the fact I can read directions. Screw doesn't go in hole. Need new stand. Just one stand, please. I just need one stand. Not two, just one. But as soon as they realized what was wrong, they sent me a new stand, and I got everything set up and put exactly where I wanted last weekend. And it sounds so fucking good.
Okay, let me ask a couple clarifying questions. So, is this for your setup where your gaming system is, or is this for like the living room where everybody watches TV?
This is for the living room where everyone watches TV. Yeah.
Okay, so this is for everybody. You're still doing the headphones thing for your gaming.
Yes.
Right.
I do have a sound bar hooked up to that television for the rare opportunities where I do watch TV up there, but I mostly use headphones. Though I there may be like another Sonos soundbar in my future because I'm in love with
It
them.
sounds really
It
good,
sounds really
right?
fucking good.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do sound good.
yeah. So there may be another one. They may have got me. I may be buying another one, but we'll see. Yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
Mhm.
So, next question.
Mhm.
So you said you bought the
I
stands.
did. Yep.
Now in this particular setup, how many channels is this
So it
technically?
says
Is it
it's
2 in 1
well. Okay, so
or is it 5 in 1?
it says it's what it's something ridiculous. It's like 7.1.4.
Ugh,
Yeah,
what is that?
because it's doing with the Era 300s and the Arc, it tries to simulate sound coming above you.
Spatial.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
spatial stuff. And it does a pretty good job of that. I will have to admit, it I don't know, it bounces sound off the ceiling. And it does it. I've yeah, whatever math and voodoo they're doing, it does a good job. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, now the nice thing about Sonos is that their wireless system has almost no latency that I've been able to discern.
Yeah.
Have you been able to discern any latency?
It did take about a day to get there's a setting in the app to basically like help you sync the dialogue with the sound. And I did have to adjust that a little bit to get everything synced up, but it wasn't that bad in the first place. It was just a little bit off. But
Yeah, if
as
you
far as like
like
the
back in the
speakers
day.
staying in sync with each other, it's flawless. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it, right? So like back in the like wireless speakers aren't necessarily groundbreaking technology, but
No.
old ones sucked because like it was either RF before
Yeah, yeah.
and it was like, quality was not super great. Right, like keeping one speaker in sync was hard. Keeping multiple remote speakers in sync was like impossible. But now in the era of like digital and the fact that, I mean, I don't know if these have their own Wi-Fi system or they're also joined to Wi-Fi. That was going to be my next question. Like,
Yeah, so I think it's a combination of both. Like
okay,
there used to be this thing called Sonos Net, which was like their own like Wi-Fi network that they made. My sound bar is plugged in via Ethernet to my network because I have a little hub
huh?
right there because that's I have it, you know, I want fast internet and for my
Absolutely.
streaming. So
Mhm.
everything is set up there. It's all wired. And then all the other stuff is wireless, and they're all I can see them on my wireless network, and it's actually really weird. So I have Eros, right, as we know, the mesh
Correct.
network for hipsters,
Hmm.
and uh, when you're looking at a device in Eero, it tells you whether it's connected, you know, wirelessly and to what router or what mesh radio it's connected
Which access point?
exactly,
Yeah.
or if it's connected via wired. uh the connection type for all of my Sonos stuff is Sonos. It says connection
Oh,
type Sonos. So I don't know whether Eero has special code for Sonos to help it work better, or
oh, maybe it's
yeah,
like a weird Wi-Fi protocol
yeah, yeah.
thing.
But they just work. They just work. Uh, the only issue I had, so it setup was almost completely flawless, except the sub was weird. Okay,
Okay.
so both the sound bar basically it was like, hey, bring your like we're gonna like let me see you pull up the Sonos app. It's like, hey, let me find devices on your network. Okay, I found a Sonos Arc. Now I'm gonna play a noise, and if I hear the noise I expect from that speaker, we'll pair it. And it kind of it plays a little noise. And it's like, oh, yep, everything's great. Uh, and that worked flawlessly. That's also how the Era 300s worked. Uh, the sub
Hmm.
was different. The sub apparently has an NFC chip that you have to put your phone. You have to like take your phone and like tap it to pair. And
Interesting.
that is the wrong speaker to put it in because it's behind my sofa and I had to look like a goddamn gymnast getting my phone behind the sofa to tap it, and then it took like 4 times to actually work.
Huh.
But now that it's paired, everything's fine. Everything's just, it's all great. You add the devices and you add it to the same room, and it's like, hey, you just added a sub. Did you want to use this for your home theater? And I'm like, yes. And then it does some stuff. And then have you played with True Play on the Sonos app?
No.
Okay. So there is this feature. It's only on Apple devices. It's not on crummy Androids. Called True Play. And what you do is it wants you to take your case off, and it wants you to turn your phone upside down so the microphone is at the top. And then the first thing you do is you sit in like what you want to be like the ideal sweet spot for your system. And you sit there, and then it plays a bunch of tones through all the different speakers. And I'm guessing it's probably like different tones for different speakers, calculating the time difference and trying to get everything synced up. And then it wants you to look like an idiot. It wants you to stand up and hold your phone in the air and walk around the room while you're making big giant circles with your arm. And your family looks at you like you're a crazy person. And you walk around your living room until it's happy that it's calculated, I don't know, the acoustic shape of my living room or whatever. And then when it's done, apparently like it's figured your room out, how far away the speakers are from each other, so everything's in sync perfectly. And man, you get some Dolby Atmos stuff going through it, and it sounds real good. Yep.
All right. Next question, of which I have 2. Which color did you get?
I got white, and that was
sharp.
So I was just gonna get black, but I asked my wife, like, just like, because she's the decorator, she's in charge of the house, and I figured, what, I should ask her white or black, and she goes, you should get white. And then I did, and it was great. So yeah, the white looks really nice because like our walls are kind of a lighter color. We have a lot of white furniture, so it kind of just looks really good.
Yeah, I also have the white for my soundbar, and for whatever reason, it just seems to disappear a little bit more. Whereas something black looks a little bit out of place, and it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't mesh well. Yeah. So, final question about this: the speakers are wireless. Are they plugged in though?
Like to
power?
Yes. Yeah, they are not. None of these speakers are mobile. None of them have batteries.
Okay, so they're on a stand, but they have to still have power. And
yes.
Can you route the power cord through that stand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it won't look quite as bad then.
Yeah, it does make the power cord significantly shorter, obviously. But but it looks really nice. It's got a built-in channel up the back for the speaker, the power cable, and they know just how big the power cable is, so it fits just perfectly. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, Paul inspires me to write the best titles.
So yeah, they look really good. Yeah, and they sound great. They sound great.
I mean, there's really no way of getting around this, bud. I mean, Sonos stuff isn't cheap.
It's not.
But you got a 4-piece system. I'm gonna say it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
So and that's the regular price now. I got it for less than that.
Really?
Because it was on sale. It was on sale.
Well, it's on sale now.
Well, that's the bundle discount.
It was on sale for less.
It was on sale for less.
Was that a President's Day sale or?
Like I think it started at the beginning of June and it went until Father's Day.
Okay. Huh.
Yep.
So, well, great. I'm really happy for you. But Sonos has headphones now?
Yeah, they have the Sonos Ace headphones. Yeah.
They're not well reviewed?
I don't know. Like, I guess if you want a pair of noise canceling Bluetooth headphones, this is definitely one of those.
That's definitely a pair of those.
Yeah. people are upset that it's not really part of the Sonos ecosystem, right? Like it doesn't show up as an audio source in your app. They're just a
Uh,
regular old pair of headphones.
who are all these
Uh,
people that are dependent on the Sonos app?
I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of people listen to music through their. I mean, obviously, people listen through music through their Sonos because they're speakers, and are constantly using the app for that. I mean, I've done that a few times, and the apps work perfectly fine for me when I've done that. They're also AirPlay
Right.
sources. They show up in Spotify Connect, so you
Yeah,
can
so
just do it from
I
there.
don't even
Yeah.
fuck with any of that. Like mine
Yeah.
is plugged into an Apple TV, and when I want to watch something or listen to something on the bar, I just AirPlay it to the Apple TV and it
Mhm.
just all fucking works. Like I don't need the app.
Yeah.
Like
I'm after since it's all set up, I'm probably not going to use the app ever.
there's really no
So
need to.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, maybe unless you're on Android and like your life sucks, but like
yeah.
I don't know, man.
It just works. So yeah,
It just kind of works.
Mhm.
It is good quality stuff though. Well,
Dude,
I'm happy for you, buddy.
it's real nice. It's real nice. Yeah, I'm real happy with it.
Now, okay, I said I only had two more questions,
Okay,
but
okay.
obviously you have put a lot of time and effort and thought into putting this in your living room, but what about your record business?
That is still. I have no interest of getting Sonos for my record player at all. The whole point of that is to have like an analog channel from the needle to the
That's
speakers.
okay. That's what I was hoping you would say.
So I have no interest in that. But like they do sell things like the Sonos port and the Sonos amp uh for driving non-Sonos speakers or connecting. Like I could get a Sonos port and hook it up to my amplifier and then treat my amplifier as like a Sonos. It would be on the Sonos network and I can use the app with it. But I'm not going to use the app, so I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh.
No interest there. But
Huh.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, great.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yes.
That is fantastic for you. That's
Yay.
awesome, dude. I
Yeah.
just think that's really cool.
I'm so happy with it. Yeah.
Ugh,
It's so
why
good.
is
It's so
why
good.
is it
It's so good.
why are my tabs grouped? I don't want to group tab. How do I ungroup my tabs? What is going on?
Use a better web
Ugh.
browser.
Ooh. I don't want to pin the tab group. How do I what happened here?
I don't know
Get
what
out.
you did, Drew.
Okay, I fixed it. Apparently just dragging tabs, you end up in fucking terrible land.
Okay.
Okay.
What's wrong, Drew?
So Paul, I want you to just close your eyes for a minute.
Okay.
And I want you to think about me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't say it like that. I want you to think about like if you had to distill me down to 2 or 3 hobbies, what would you say those hobbies are?
Oh, hobbies you enjoy. Well, you've recently got back into your sports shooting,
Mm-hmm.
so I would say that.
Okay.
You do like board games.
I do.
Cars.
I like cars.
You like cars.
Mm-hmm.
More than me. Watches.
Watches, yeah, watches.
Okay, watches.
And I think it would be fair to say that some of those I still have an interest in, but some of
Mhm.
those are harder to stay on top of just
Okay, yeah.
strictly due to monetary reasons. But go on,
Yes,
go on.
yes. Oh,
Anything
gee,
else?
what am I missing?
You already
I-
named it, but I want to hear more.
Okay, your dog. You love your dog.
I love my dog very much.
Mm-hmm. You like dogs in general, just all
Yeah,
dogs.
I do.
All
Yeah,
dogs.
Any
Yeah.
dog. Any
Yeah.
dog, really. I've never met a bad dog.
Yeah. Video games.
Video
That's
games, yep.
another one.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Building your own, the whole PC gaming lifestyle.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's talk about sport shooting for a minute.
Okay. Okay.
So, yes, you know, I have made a friend over the past year who also enjoys sport shooting in a way that I enjoy sport shooting. Like some people like to go to the gun range, shoot every once in a while. That's fine. You know, like if you own a pistol or you own a rifle or you own a shotgun, like I firmly believe that anything that you own, you should know how to use. And I don't care if we're talking about a gun, I don't care if we're talking about a computer, I don't care if we're talking about a lawnmower. The only way you get better at something is to do something. Um, Even though that I do believe in talent, like I believe that certain people are preternaturally or premeditated into being better at something than somebody else. I believe in that,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
better or worse.
Natural talent. That's a real thing.
Natural talent is a thing. You have to put the work in to not only get better at the thing that you like, but also understanding the capabilities of the equipment that you have. And that's
Yeah.
why that's why, back when I first got into long range shooting, I bought the rifle that was right for me at the time, and I got okay with it. And then when I made up my mind that I wanted to extend my range, that's why I went out and did some research and made the investment and put in the work to shoot a mile, right? Now, all of this has just been me self-teaching, right? Never had any formal training. A lot of reading, a lot of YouTube videos as one does again, and you could literally fill in the blank with everything that I've said so far.
Mm-hmm.
But there comes a time where you think about, okay, like, why do all this? I have no desire to shoot another living thing. I don't. I don't want to
Okay.
hunt. Um, obviously firearms are good for self-defense. I pray that it never has to come to that with me. That's not why I'm into it. I enjoy the science of it, the mathematics of it, the talent and or not the talent, but the skill involved in doing something like that.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Okay. Comma.
Uh-oh.
I've reached a point where,
Mm-hmm.
with the equipment that I have purchased and the things that I have, I find myself wanting to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's only so much YouTube you can watch. There's only so many apps you can download. There's only so many things that you can do, especially with something like a gun in your house, that you're not going to be able to get better, right?
You have to go somewhere for that. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to go somewhere for that, and you have to find places that can help you get better at that. Now, to that end, right, there are things like shooting competitions that you can go do. There are
Okay.
shooting
Yeah.
classes that you can go take. And what you will quickly realize is that just having a gun isn't enough. You will quickly find yourself basically becoming a meme so
Okay.
fucking fast. So I'll give you a perfect example. I belong to a very private and small gun range north of where I live. It's very small. It's literally on the corner of somebody's farmland. There's only a couple hundred members. The dues are dirt cheap. It's all member run. It's all member maintained. They do a really great job of giving you a place where, instead of having to drive 2 hours to go to a long distance range, I can drive 30 minutes, and there are multiple bays. There are a 100-yard range, a 300-yard range, multiple multi-purpose bays to where if you want to practice, drawing from a holster, stuff you not necessarily can do at most public gun ranges. Everybody here is like, we're going to assume you know what you're doing. Just don't hurt yourself or anybody else, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So they have competitions there. They have training classes there. And after having attended some of these and signed up for some of these things, having a gun is not enough. For instance,
Okay.
if you wanted to go and you wanted to if you wanted to like compete in a pistol competition, obviously you have to have a pistol.
That'd probably be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, you obviously want to have a pistol. It's a pistol you want to be comfortable using. But you need a holster.
Right.
And you know, most handgun magazines hold anywhere from 9 to 12 to 20 rounds. You're going to be shooting more than that. So now
Yep.
you need a place to keep your extra magazines.
You do.
So you need to get a mag carrier.
Okay.
And then you need a place to put that mag carrier.
Okay.
So then you need a belt.
A belt. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need a special belt. And then you find out that belt is usually bigger and thicker than other belts that you have. So now you need special pants.
Okay.
And when your hands get sweaty, it's harder to hold the gun. So now you need special gloves. And you're going to be running, and like some of the times you're going to be moving around a little bit. You're going to be shooting from awkward positions. So maybe now you need special knee pads or elbow pads or shoes or glasses. And and you look at all this stuff laid out in front of you and you're like, what have I become?
You're the gun guy.
I'm the gun guy now, right? But that's for pistols.
Okay. What do you need for rifles?
Well,
okay.
That depends. So, okay. Now, everything I just told you, right? Most of that can be done with one hand, because if you need to reload, you can eject your magazine. You can reach down to your special belt that holds your special mags in your mag carriers. You can pull out that magazine, slam it home with your special gloves and your special hands, and you can keep going.
Yeah.
Rifles and shotguns, things get a little more interesting. So you need like equipment. You need load bearing equipment.
Okay.
So I've decided to invest in some what they call weight bearing or load bearing equipment for some of these matches and some of these training classes. So there's a lot of companies that make this stuff. I recently purchased some things from a company called Faro Concepts, and they're a perfectly well-known, great company. I would not say that they are like, one of the more famous brands or one of the more well-known brands, but they make really, really good stuff. And what the link I just sent you is, this is kind of where you start. You need something that you can wear that you can attach other equipment to. So you still have a very special belt on your very special boy pants.
Okay.
But now you have something that you wear like a bib to hook other things onto. So for example, there's basically two schools of thought here. You can buy what is called a plate carrier or a chest rig. So for example, on that page,
the names are,
I know,
chef's kiss good.
That's part of the reason I ordered from these guys, because they get it, right? They're in on the joke.
Okay.
So for example, if you look at something called the Slickster, right?
That's not even the best one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But this is kind of like where you start. It almost looks like body armor, because it like does, a plate carrier is designed to do that. What you're not seeing in this picture, and let me see if I can find a better one here. What you're not seeing in this picture is kind of what it's like all kitted out, because yeah, like here's a better example, right? If you go to this page, and this isn't what I bought, but that FCPC V5 base, that's a plate carrier. It's designed to basically be the base that you build everything on. And essentially what it is it's a giant pocket that you would put body armor in.
Okay.
And what it is there's a front and a back, and it has shoulder straps, and then you either get like a cummerbund or like something that goes around and like sort of cinches it to your chest. It doesn't take up your full chest. It just kind of like hangs and covers your vitals, right? And that's just like the base. Now, I have no desire to have body armor or anything like that. So like what I bought the it's called the Chesty.
I'm so glad you bought the Chesty.
Yeah. because I didn't need the full plate carrier experience, right? So basically what this is it almost looks like suspenders.
It's kind of like an S&M harness.
Well, don't I know it?
Okay.
And what it is it is a harness. Like you put it on like a harness, and it basically attaches to your chest. And the thing about these systems is they're designed to be entirely modular, okay? So when we're talking about these things, you sort of have to like build out the kit that you want by picking the different parts and pieces that are going to make up the thing you're going to wear.
Okay.
And the chest rig is sort of like the basis of this. So the chesty is a good example. There's basically two main components of this that I want to call your attention to. The first and probably the most pronounced is there's this giant Velcro patch in the middle of it.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So like when you're wearing it, that Velcro patch is just below your sternum.
You can see it a lot better. For those of you following along, if you click off of the camouflage one, you can see the Velcro patch a little bit more clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
And like I got brown,
Okay,
right? I think brown is probably like the better choice for me. I also like the green.
least humiliating. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that big Velcro patch is what you're going to attach shit to. Now, you'll also notice on the wide harness, which is the one I have, on the shoulder straps and off to the side of the Velcro are these little slits.
Yes.
That is called Molle. MOLLE.
Okay.
All right. Now, Molle is something that has been around for a while. And essentially what it is, it's an acronym. Modular, lightweight, load-carrying equipment. Okay? And essentially what it is it's a system that's designed to basically attach to these loops. So like you basically have to thread things through these loops and then clasp them or attach them in some way. So basically like gravity is holding them on, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Now, if you start clicking through this website and don't, because you'll get lost in here, you can get all Molle or you can get all Velcro, right? So this is a mix and match of the two. So this is the thing that you wear that is going to hold all your other shit.
Okay. What
All right.
other shit are we talking about here?
Okay, so the big one here is that when you're shooting competition matches with a rifle,
Did you buy a dangler?
when you're shooting competition things with a rifle, just like the pistol situation, you need magazines.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, you can get like assault rifle magazine holders for your belt, your very special boy belt. But like, I mean, I'm not a thin boy, but I'm not a thick boy. Like, I don't have a lot of belt space to go around.
Okay.
So you need something to hold the magazines. So one thing you can do is you can get what is called a front flap.
Front flap. Okay.
Now the front flap, and the one that I got is this. Okay, it's called a kangaroo front flap. And as the name implies, this is basically the thing that goes on the Velcro patch on the front.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah, the front flap.
And much like a kangaroo, it has a big pouch between, like, if you click on the second picture where it's attached to the vest and you can see the 3 magazines sitting in it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's essentially what this is. So basically, that's where the ammo goes. So you load your magazines and you put them in there, and it like holds them nice and snug on your chest. So when you need to reload, all you do is kind of reach into your chest. You pull out another one of these guys. There's retention tabs to make sure they don't go flying out of there if you don't need them to. And like that's where everything goes. So like now I have the rig. And then I have this front flap where the magazines go. So that would be enough right there. Okay. Like I would have what I need.
But
I didn't stop there. Okay. So
Okay.
All right. So what else did I buy? So to complete the kit, I also bought a little pouch that goes underneath of there. Called the mini dangler.
The dangler! You bought a dangler.
I bought a dangler. So there's many different danglers here, but I got the mini dangler. It's a little pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically this has more Velcro,
It's tasty.
and that Velcro goes in between the Velcro of the front flap and my my rig. So basically, like, this sits right below the magazines. And this is really handy because if you need to reload and you need a pouch to throw your empty magazine in, you could do that here. Or you can carry other equipment or, other magazines or really anything that goes in a pocket, if you think about it, that kind of hangs down below. And again, the last picture on there is basically exactly what my chest rig looks like, except in multicam, where you have the chest rig and then you have the magazine pouches on the front, and then you got that little dangler underneath. That's essentially what my setup looks like.
That's sexy as hell.
Nope. And because I'm gearing up for some classes, and there's also some competitions coming up that I want to take part in, and it's other than short of showing up with like special boy pants with lots of pockets to hold everything in, you want to have a system that you can very quickly access the things that you need. You can index on your magazines. You can index on, what you need to reload or anything else you might be carrying. This sort of helps in that regard, but you can't help but feel like a little bit of a meme, right? Because
I have to stop. I have to stop you.
Okay.
I'm on the page for the mini dangler,
Uh-huh.
and I started reading the copy.
Okay.
Okay. The copy is fine. After the copy, there's some bullet points where they tell you some important things.
Yep.
The first bullet point is features a name that makes me giggle. And you know what, Pharaoh Concepts? It makes me giggle too.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Yeah. But these guys know what they're doing. And then in terms of other stuff that I bought a pistol pouch or an elastic pistol pouch. So if I wanted to now, because the front Kangol roof flap has MOLLE, I can mount even more stuff on there, right? It just becomes a question of like, number one, how much shit do you want to carry around? And then if you need to lay down flat, like you don't want a ton of shit on your chest, not making it so you can lay flat or squeeze through things or get in and out of vehicles or things like that. So yeah, but what I always told myself, like when I got into guns and shooting, is like, I don't want to be gun guy. I don't want to be like Second Amendment guy. I don't want to be like a gun guy meme, right? Like conservative gun guy. I don't want to be that guy. But like, if you're gonna be somewhere where I am, where there's going to be shooting and you see me in this stuff, please don't quickly judge me, right? Like I'm actually a really good guy. Please don't judge me too harshly.
You just dress up like.
Yeah, I just cosplay as like a super conservative guy, I guess.
Okay.
But I had to get that off my chest.
I'm going to put this out into the universe. I don't know if someone who can make this happen is listening to this podcast. I need a picture of you and all of your gun gear. I need this. I need this now. I need this bad.
It wouldn't be too hard to figure out where I would be in this stuff. That's all I'm going to say. It would not be hard for you to figure out like where I would be in this. If you really wanted to make that happen, it would not be hard for you to figure it out, or anybody listening to figure it out, for that matter. Oh. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love that I have to do all this, but yeah. I got it, and you know what? It fits nice, right? Because it's not around my waist. It doesn't accentuate the bad parts of my body. I think it's gonna be good. I mean, part of me is a little excited to learn. And like you could like, this is one of those things that, I'm not really going to be able to fully experience this and use this until I go to something where there's a training class or I'm at a competition where this is going to matter. But like at the same time, like I can practice, taking magazines out of this and, dry firing and shit in my basement. But like there were multiple points in this process where I just basically stopped and said, what are you doing? Because this stuff isn't necessarily cheap once you start pricing all this out. Like some of these things are.
Like it gets up there.
Yeah, like the individual pieces are not that bad. But to build a complete set,
Yeah,
you're
you have to build a whole wardrobe. Yeah.
yeah. And look, there are multiple companies that do this. Faro is perfectly nice. It's Ferro if you're interested. Like they're perfectly fine. Like there's Agilite, and then there's other companies that do this. And of course, like you can go on Amazon and get one for like $50, but it's gonna like fall apart when it gets wet. But like, I wanted something that could be a little more rugged and utilitarian, especially depending on how much use I get out of it. But yeah, I just it does make me feel a little cringe. It really does, because I have definitely made fun of people at competitions that show up a little too kitted out. You know what I mean? Like there are people that'll show up in like helmets and like, now to be fair, right? To be fair, I have been at competitions like not recently, but back when I first started doing this years ago, where people who do this for a living show up, right? Like police officers, special weapons and tactics guys, former operators, current military personnel. Like they'll show up all decked out, and you know what? Hey, like that's your job, right?
Yeah.
But you could definitely tell who the weekend warriors are, and now I feel like I've become that guy, like with this kind of shit. Because like before, I never took it this far. But I feel like if I'm going to get serious about some of the stuff that I purposely want to accomplish this year, I feel like you do need to invest in a little bit of this stuff. Now, I'm not going to show up with a trauma pack. I'm not going to show up with a radio. I'm not going to show up with an antenna whip. I'm not going to show up with night vision. Like I'm not going to go that far. This is just enough to get me by with what I think I need.
Okay.
And that's how I feel about that.
Well, good. Do you like it?
I mean, I haven't had a chance to really use it yet. Okay. Right? Like, and I won't know that until
you gotta get out there.
Yeah, I will know not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Okay.
Is when I will get my first real crack at it.
Cool.
So okay, I now that I've come clean and I feel a little bit like that's a little bit of a confessional. Let's move on to some final topics.
Okay, this is going to be really short, I think. So we are a family that when we eat dinner together, we typically watch something on television together. We have been watching The Simpsons.
Okay.
And The Simpsons, the first, 15 episodes or seasons, pretty good.
I think 15 is generous. I was going to maybe say 8 or 9.
Okay. 15, okay. We're at season 28 and they're just plain bad. They're bad. They're bad. They're real bad. So, I basically was talking to my daughter and I said, we have to find something else to watch. Because the Simpsons they're just it's not good.
It's not doing it.
Nobody's liking them. Like it's like we watch one and we're like, no, I don't want to watch another one. I can't take this unfunny show. And my daughter said, how about Buffy?
Oh, Arabelle. She's never seen it, huh?
She's never seen it.
Okay, time out though. How old is Arabelle now?
She's 14. She'll be 15 in August. Yeah.
Okay, so how old were you when you first started watching Buffy?
I mean,
about that age?
No,
you were older.
Yeah. It came out.
I was probably 18 when it came out. You're older than me.
The first season was 90. The first season came out in 97.
Yeah, that's about right.
I did not start watching it until the second season.
Okay. I mean, it's not a terrible show for young adults, right?
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Could you have been more proud of her?
Oh, dude, I'm so happy. Okay. And then so we've only watched 5 episodes so far. And when we're watching the first 2, my daughter was like, I really like her hair, referring to Sarah Michelle Gellar playing Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Today she said, I'm going to get Buffy hair. So and she has a hair appointment in a few days, and she found pictures. She basically went to the internet and typed Buffy hair, downloaded pictures for her phone. Just my daughter has pictures of Buffy the Vampire Slayer on her phone that she's going to show a hairstylist and says, "I want to look like this."
That is your daughter, sir.
So yeah, a lot of emotions right now, and they're all pretty good. Yeah. So
So, okay, so do
Mhm.
you watch it while you're eating, or do you
Yes.
and your daughter basically make special Buffy watch time?
No, we primarily watch it while we're eating. While we're eating, the whole family's there. We turn on an episode, we eat. And we did watch two this evening. And then if other situations come up where everyone's kind of just like chilling in the living room, whatever, sometimes we'll turn on something. So like I took half a day today. Started a long weekend early. Uh, so like uh over lunch we watched one because everyone was free. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we've only watched five so far. So we're in the middle of the first season. Uh, yeah, I'm enjoying rewatching it with my children and a fresh set of someone who is, like how often do you get to watch your favorite series with somebody who
Yeah.
hasn't seen it before? So
I did that with Mandy with The Wire
Mhm.
and Mad Men,
Yeah.
and it is special
It is
because you
special.
know you know what episodes are coming, and
Mhm.
like yeah, it is kind of special.
Yep.
So obviously your daughter's super into it. Where's Zach with it?
He's enjoying it, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
And Jennifer, I'm sure, has watched it with you, right?
Oh, yeah, she likes the show. It's not her favorite show, but she enjoys Buffy as well. So yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy for you. That must feel pretty
It
good.
does. It does feel pretty good. So yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So what was I gonna say? So like, okay, so you're gonna so are you gonna do like the proper, like, remember how the last rewatch you did like the chronological order? Are you
Yeah.
gonna take it that far with them?
I mean, when the Angel spinoff happens, right? When Angel leaves the show and gets his own show, at that point, I will present it as an option for
Got
the
it.
family
Democracy.
if they want to get into that, or if they just want to finish Buffy.
You're a benevolent
Yeah.
you're a benevolent Buffy watcher.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Angel's a perfectly fine series. It's not as good as Buffy, but
Mhm.
But
Wow.
but David Borneo is a hottie, so there is that to consider. So yeah.
Is that actor's name?
Mhm.
Okay, I learned something today.
Mhm.
I really should watch that at some point.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I feel like I owe it to you after you watch The Newsroom. Did you start watching The Wire yet?
No, I have not.
I know. Well, you're busy now.
Only because the last season of The Boys has started up, so I've started watching that.
I never watched that.
I personally think it's so funny. Like the show has been making fun of the far right since season 1. Right? The whole show is basically just, I mean, heck, like one of the characters in the third series was named Stormfront, like literally from like the forums, right? But it's not. They've really cranked it up in this last season, and they're starting to figure out they've been made fun of for 4 seasons.
Oh, nice.
Because there is
People
like
are just figuring it out.
I mean, yeah, like there are some like really like Homelander was right kind of people who like love the show because they're broken. And now they realize, oh wait, like has this show been making fun of us the entire time?
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it has. It has. Well, wake up.
It's kind of a sunk cost fallacy because I don't think the season's that good. Even the third season was that good, but I've watched them all now, and I'm kind of in. But once I get through the Newsroom, The Wire is going to become my what I watch when I'm home by myself over lunch. So I'm gonna it's in the queue. I'm gonna watch it once the Newsroom is done. So,
okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing. So first of all, that's great. I'm super happy for you and the girls.
Thank
so
you.
she's actually going to go get that long blonde hair, huh?
She has got long blonde hair already, so she
does.
She's gonna get some bangs and some curls, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Buffy hair. Season 1 Buffy hair specifically.
So last thing I will mention, and this is just me celebrating people in my life who are doing cool things. So I've talked about Friendship Fitness on this podcast before and how great it is and how it's changed my life and everything. One of the coaches there, Jenny Borda, She's been a coach of mine there. I just the way that the schedule works. She's a coach that I see regularly there, and Jenny she used to do PT before she was a coach there, and she did PT and coaching there for a while, and she sort of stepped away from being a PT. And what she's really found success doing is she's been working with teenage girls and gymnasts, kind of like middle school, high school, and like some college gymnasts, where she does like, specialized coaching, specialized lifting for girls and gymnasts. And she just recently launched her own business and like her own space where she's
Oh,
doing some of this stuff. So if
nice.
you are listening to this and you have anybody in your life or anybody who is a gymnast and is looking for someone to work with to help them, both develop skills and strength and also stay healthy during the gymnast season, because what I didn't have an appreciation for is just how bad like gymnasts beat up their body and how prone they are to injury, especially like lower back
Yeah.
stuff. You should definitely check her out. It's builtbyborda.com. She just,
Which,
like I said,
by the way, superb name.
yeah,
10
yeah.
out of
And
10, no
like,
comments.
and like, look, I'm not saying that I am like the picture of peak male performance, but there's a lot of things that I can do now gymnastic wise and mobility wise that are thanks to her and like her coaching cues and how she's helped me do stuff. And she's always been very supportive and very helpful for me. So this is just kind of my way of saying, look, if you're in the market for that kind of service, it's builtbyborda.com. You can find her on Instagram. You can find her on her website. Lots of things to reach out for, and make sure you check it out at least. And she's doing some really awesome stuff. And like I said, she just opened up her own little space where she's doing this. And I just want her to be successful because she's helped me so much. So
That's sweet.
yep. And with that, why don't we get out of here?
Yeah. As you know, we're on the internet, doingtheirbest.com. You can find everything about the show there. All the links. You can find links to all of this hilariously named gear that Drew bought. And hey, thanks for listening.